Good evening, everybody. Hello. Good evening, everyone. We're live now. Let's start coming in. We are live now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the workshop day 3. If you can hear me, signal in the comment section. Who is excited to be here today? Good evening. You're welcome to today's live for our workshop day 3. How many of us were here yesterday? And if you're here with me, drop in the comments. Make sure you drop your message in the comments stating that you're here with us. Yeah. Signify if you're here in the comments. And I welcome you especially to day 3 of today's workshop. We had an amazing time yesterday. How many persons remember our session yesterday? We had an amazing time yesterday. Welcome, blessed Chibu. I'm happy to see you here on this live. We had an amazing time with Mr. Akan, and he shared on attraction marketing. He explained in detail how to position yourself as a brand to attract, not just beg, but attract. Gave us a lot of beautiful points. So I encourage you to go over this channel and go through the live section for yesterday so you can recall what was taught. Today will be an amazing time. We have an amazing speaker here with us in the studio, and he will be coming up soon. How many of us are expectant and ready? Drop your expectations in the comments. What are your expectations for today? What do you want to learn today? What do you want to get today? And don't just come here, listen. Make sure you have questions ready to ask and to learn. So let me see your expectations in the comments. What do you want to get from today's section? Are we there? I can't see our energy in the comments. Let me see, get some energy in the comments. What do you expect from today's live section? What did you get yesterday if you would love to share? And what are you looking forward to today? For those just joining us, you're welcome to today's workshop. And we're trying to make sure that we are expectant for today's section and we are ready. Hope you're with your jotters and your pen. Let's know in the comments what you expect for today. Welcome everyone. Our speaker is already with us here backstage. So you're expectant. Let me see your energy in the comments. Let me see your energy in the comments. Let me make Just be sure that you're here and you're ready. So, quickly, as we introduce him, because he's already with us, today we'll have with us Mr. Dunamis Shilo, an executive brand strategist. In fact, this doesn't even describe all that he is. We are most privileged to have him join us today. Mr. Dunamis Shilo is a polymath executive and is a brand strategist. He's a business developer and a social innovative entrepreneur ready to teach and receive us today. And we are also excited to have him today. In a few minutes, he'll be up. Now, he has an extensive experience in growth, in branding, in marketing, in communications, and in project management. Dunamis is driven by vision to empower Africans to think beyond the limitations of their skin color. He has solved global problems and transformed the world through business and social innovative. And we are super excited to have him here with us. He's currently leading God Dead Seed Community and he's the president and founder. He has mentored over 13,000 of their members. He's also leading Chigisoft, right, which is a Nigerian tech company, a Canadian Nigerian tech company. And then he's a computer science graduate with a diploma in software engineering. And today he's going to bring us technical expertise and business acumen for us. Welcome, sir. And please let me get the drum rolls in the comments as we'll be receiving our speaker today, Mr. Dunamis. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Good evening. Good evening. I'm not seeing our energy in the comments. Good evening, sir. Welcome. We're happy to have you here.
Hello, good evening, and thank you so much for having me.
Good evening. Welcome, sir. We are glad to have you.
Thank you so much. And I want to say my profound thanks to Mr. Chinedu Paul for having me, and most importantly for Sales Hack Conference in Port Harcourt. Amazing one. I like what you're doing. I like the fact that you are not just um, hosting a sales event. What you're doing is that you are teaching us, you're teaching people how to um, how to actually make sales from events. It's amazing that I like the fact too that you're not just talking about something, you are doing it, and you're not just doing it, you are setting the pace. So it's amazing seeing the beautiful stuff you're doing around Sales Hack Conference. Thank you so much. So can I begin?
Thank you so much. Yes, you can. Sure. Yes, you can.
All right, so I'm not going to take much of your time. I'm just going to share briefly on how to sell high value offers with ease. How to sell high value offers with ease. All right, so I'm not the kind of person that like to give you textbook knowledge or maybe something from something I read somewhere. I'm not that kind of person. I'm just going to um, share with you what I've done and what has given me results, right? What I've done and what has given me results. I'm just going to share this. I have a lot of templates for different offers that I've sold, but this is specifically for an offer I made early this year, around January, and then I'm just going to share the templates. I got massive results. I'm just going to share that with you. It's more like a case study. It's not going to be like do this, do that, but I'm just going to show you, and you're going to see practically how um, how these strategies can has helped me and how it can equally help you. Right. So I think 5 steps and we are done, right? So next slide. Yes, every year what I do is that I have this premium um, program. Um, for this year, it was titled Transform Your Personal Brand in 40 Days. Transform your personal brand in 40 days. So whether you're a nobody, you're obscure, you don't know what you're doing, um, you're just new to the internet, or you've been on the internet, or you've been doing stuff, but you haven't been getting the result that you want to get. That program was designed to help you transform your personal brand in 40 days. So in 40 days, I will give you 40 lessons, that's one for each day, 40 tasks, right? And 40 lessons and 40 tasks for each days. I will teach you and then give you something to post. I'll teach you and give you something to post. Although we are working on making that process automated, so it's no longer going to be like something that I'm doing manually. It's going to be something that's going to be automated very soon. That's what we are building at brand power. Keep tabs. You're going to get more about that. But that's what that offer was all about. So I do it every year. I help people get the result they want out of branding. So this is not like teaching you how to change your brand. No, this is just like giving you a copy and paste. And there was massive results from massive testimonials from the program. So I'm going to share with you how I sold that program. Right. So the first thing I did, or the first thing I want to share with you, is for you to define what exactly you want, right? So if you define what you want, the algorithm of the world will align with you, right? Define what you want. For instance, a lot of people will be like, they always see, um, they always see something like somebody made this comment that social media these days is just filled with um, soft porn and girls dancing up and down and guys doing this one, that one all over social media. You see, you won't see all of those stuff if you are not going for them in the first place. That's how the algorithm works. So if you're on social media and you're looking forward to engaging with this content, once you see them and you stop scrolling, right? The system knows that you love such content. The way it works, you don't have to even like, you don't have to share, you don't even have to comment. But once you stop scrolling, you've registered an impression, right? So it means that you like this content and social media will keep giving you that content over and over again, right? If you try it right now, go on social media, maybe you see a job vacancy, stop scrolling on it, maybe download the picture and then keep scrolling, you will see more, you will keep seeing more. So that's how algorithm works. It follows your mind, it follows what you want, it follows what you're looking for, right? Somebody said that you cannot find what you are not deliberately looking for. If I ask you, for instance, your street, maybe you've been moving from your street or your house to the place you get here, or maybe from your house to your church that is nearby, and I ask you how many street lights between your house and the filling station, or between your house and your church, how many street lights? You won't be able to tell me. If I ask you how many ceilings or how many windows are there in your church, you won't be able to tell me. You know why? You've been seeing it all over and over again. You've been seeing it probably for like, you've been attending that church for like maybe 10 years, right? But because you are not looking to count the number of ceilings or the number of um, um, street lights or the number of windows, you will not know it because you're not looking for it. So you will not find what you're not deliberately looking for. So the first thing is to define what you're looking for on social media. Are you on social media to um, catch the opposite sex? Are you on there to make sales? Are you there to make connections? Are you there to learn? Right? Once you define what you want, the algorithm, this is not just about social media, it's also about life. If you can't clearly define what you want, you won't everything will look like an offer, everything will look like an option, everything will look like an opportunity, and nothing will look like what you're looking for. So it's important you define clearly what you want, right? So, and for defining what you want, you have to understand that equally as important as knowing what you need or what you want is also knowing what you don't want, right? As much as it's important to know what you want and what you need for your life, it's also important to know what you don't want so that you will be able to differentiate and you will always be able to um, stay safe. Sometimes, let me share this with you. You know, there are a lot of people I follow on social media, and there are a lot of good people that I don't follow on social media. Why? Because at this point, I don't need their information. They are good. They are awesome, right? When I remember when I was starting out, making money online, um, I wanted to start investment, and then I read from someone that said that if you're not making up to so and so amount of money, you need to increase, keep trying what you're doing to make money to increase it enough to start investment. You're not If you're making 100K, 200K, 500K, it's too small to start this kind of investment. So for that period of time, I stopped listening to anything investment. I started focusing on making more money. Do you understand? So equally as important as knowing what you want is knowing what you don't want. So filter your social media, filter the information you get, filter the kind of people you listen to, and make sure you are concentrated on value. The Bible says, if your eyes be single, your whole body will be flooded with light. What that means is that if you have focus, you will have depth. If you have focus, you will have depth. You can't compare someone who is an expert in a field.
Oh, it seems our speaker network is a little down. If you can hear, please drop a message on the comment. Let me be sure that you can hear me. I think it's from our speaker, but he'll be up soon. Okay, thank you, Miss Nancy. So our speaker's network, but he'll be up soon. So while we wait for our speaker as he sorts out his network, for those of us joining us, you're welcome to today's workshop, and we are talking about how to sell your high ticket product or your high ticket offers. And we have Mr. Dunamis Shilo with us here. And the first step he said was knowing what you want, and then that way you can filter your social media That way you can filter your social media feed. So are you back?
Yes, I'm back. I was trying to clarify if you can hear me.
Yes, welcome. We can hear you now.
Okay, step two is to build authority before you sell. It's very important to build authority. The reason a lot of people try to sell and it doesn't work is that people don't perceive you to be an authority in the field of what you are selling. Step two, build authority before you sell. Um, Elon Musk some time ago decided to announce a product. So what he did was he just announced that we all know Elon Musk to be someone who is building SpaceX. He's the owner of Twitter now, formerly Twitter as X now. That's the owner of Tesla, building Tesla. You know, but he announced that he was going to sell perfumes. And what happened? All in fact, the perfumes they were all sold out before they were produced. Because why? He had authority. He has built authority. Whereas there are a lot of persons who are into perfume business, they are selling perfumes every day, making posts every day, and they are not making any sales. So it's important that you build authority before you try to sell, right? If you build authority, you can easily sell. The reason why a lot of people are like churches, they take our money, they are using their collecting the money of people, is because those people have authority, right? Your pastor preach hope, you know, he gives you hope. Sometimes you feel depressed, you are tired of a lot of things. You go to the church and you feel lively again, you feel hopeful. If he asks you to send him 1 million naira, you will definitely send because he has an authority. Are we together? So it's important to build authority, right? I didn't just decide to start selling a premium program without building authority around it. Especially, it's important to build an authority in the field of what you are going to sell or what you want to sell. It's very important. So I built a reputable, um, a recognizable brand, right? What a brand does for you is that a brand helps you sell before you actually sell, because people buy into you before they buy into what you're selling. So what a brand does is that it makes people trust you enough to want to buy from you, right? They trust you enough to want to buy for you. And so they are ready to give you anything you ask for because they feel you are valuable to them, you are valuable to the community. So when you ask for an exchange of the value that you bring or the value that you represent, it's easy for them to give you the equivalent, right? So strive to build authority before you sell. So we are currently in the era of personal brands because, and it's very important. We are currently in the era of personal brands, which means that you need your personal brand to power your business. And at that era, um, Elon Musk and Elon Musk actually ushered us into that era of personal brands. And we are seeing people like Tony Elumelu doing the same thing. And then we are seeing a lot of influencers rising, such that people who run businesses now want to be influencers on social media so that they'll be able to attract people to their businesses. That means that people want to buy into you, they want to love you, they want to follow you, right? And if they love you, they trust you as a person, they would easily want to do business with you. A lot of corporate organizations right now, they are looking for influencers, they are looking for people because um, this is the era of personal brands, right? So if you are social media is an opportunity to start building the personal brand. And one good thing social media does is that it keeps all of us on equal grounds, which means that you can start out today and you have the potential of reaching millions of people and billions of people. In fact, what this era has done to us is that it has given young people, 18-year-olds, 15-year-olds. Look at Pella, look at Jarvis. They are teenagers when they started making millions. Do you understand? So it has given everyone equal opportunity to actually tap into the power of social media and profit from them, right? So it's very important to build a personal brand. So how do you build a personal brand? It's very simple. You figure out what you want to be known for. I used to tell people that branding is not about what you do, it's about how you do what you do. It's very important, not what you do. This is where a lot of people get it wrong. They are like, since I'm selling real estate properties, I want to be known for real estate. So I don't want to post anything. I just want to post real estate properties every day, real estate, every day, real estate. That's not how you build a brand. If you look at Apple, for instance, if Apple is probably one of the strongest smartphone brands in the world, or strongest brand in the world, you won't say Apple is known for smartphones. No, there are a lot of smartphone companies. They build smartphones. They have the iPods. They have um, um, the MacBook. They have the tablet. They have a lot of different gadgets, right? They build tech. You won't say they are known for any specific product, right? But then you will know that what stands Apple out from every other company producing what they are producing is in their design and aesthetic appeal. It's in what makes users want to flag and show off that this is an Apple gadget. There are a lot of gadgets that are more expensive than Apple gadgets, right? But you don't see people flagging them. You don't see people showing up. You won't tell me that it's because of the price. It's not because of the price. The price is part of it, but it's because of the brand, what they are selling. They are not selling smartphones. They are selling appeal, design, right? They are selling that thing that makes you, when you get an iPhone 17, you won't want to put it in your pocket. You want to show everybody that you value great design. That's what you're trying to tell people, that you value premium, you value great design. They have a brand. Don Jazzy is a very, very good and amazing example, right? If you look at John Jazzy today, you will notice something about him. Of course, everybody in Nigeria knows that he's an excellent artist manager, excellent music producer, very good. But you see him alongside with young people, upcoming skits makers. You see him creating skits with them. You see him laughing, joking, playing with them. You see that um, jovial and friendly nature with Don Jazzy. You still see him when he's singing. You see that humorous nature, right? That's Don Jazzy for you. So it means that if Don Jazzy leaves the entertainment space and goes into knowledge like what we are doing today, you will see him playing, you will see him, have that comic nature. If you see him going to real estate, you still see the same thing. If he goes into sports, you will see the same thing. It means that he has a brand across board. Deeper Life, for instance, is a very good example. There was a time when they were saying that Deeper Life ladies want to, they don't want to put on trousers when they are in their national service. They want to wear skirts, NYC uniform with skirts. You know, Deeper Life will bring in that. If Deeper Life goes into education, they have a school, and if you go to that school, it's pretty much like what you would expect. Church, church, church. The girls cannot wear trouser. Your skirt must be very long, and all of this stuff. If they go into real estate, you would also expect that kind of thing. They won't do fraud. They would like to pray. They would like to. You see that religious and holiness factor. If they go into pretty much anything, you will still see the same thing. It means that they have a brand. And notice, it's not what they are doing, it's actually how they are doing what they are doing. So, how to build a brand, figure out how you want to do things, right? And usually that thing is in the emotions that you want to unlock in people. Do you want to unlock the emotion of happiness, of premium, of luxury, of satisfaction, of trust, of inspiration? Figure out that emotion. Once you figure out that emotion, you build all your activities around it, the content you post on social media, the things you do, how you show up, how you dress. Everything needs to align with that single emotion, such that once people encounter you, they constantly experience the same emotion. So person A meets you today, person B meets you today, and they are saying the same thing. This guy is very jovial and he's smart too. This guy is very confident. This guy is very assertive. This guy sounds like an authority. And different people, different caliber of people giving the same feedback, it means that you have a brand. If the feedback changes from people to people, it means that you don't have a brand, right? So the next step is gather your true buyers. It's very important, right? First of all, I said know what you want. Um, Secondly, build authority, build a personal brand around you. The next thing is to gather your true buyers. You can't just sell hawking on the street. That's not an effective way to sell. You can't just, be shouting on social media. Selling on social media is like shouting, going on the street and you're like, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. You are meeting every Tom, Dick, and Harry and asking them to buy. Things don't work that way, right? You need to gather your true buyers somewhere. That's where list comes in, right? Get your list. So that list could be on WhatsApp, it could be on email, it could be on Messenger too, right? It could be on WhatsApp, it could be on email, it could be on Messenger. Right now, pretty much all social media platforms now have this kind of what we call channels where you can build a list around people who subscribe to your value, not just people who follow you or people who are friends with you. Are we together? And in knowing your ideal market, your ideal buyers, you have to know their demography, geography, and psychography. You see, a lot of people stop at demography and geography. Demography talks about what describes them, what are their age, gender, occupation, where do they live in. Geography talks about where they live in, right? Um, what describes their resident, their place of residency, right? That's geography. A lot of people stop there. But what is important today and what's the key factor to unlocking people's buying decision is their psychography. Psychography talks about what inspires them, what is their occupation, what gets them frustrated, what are their fears, right? um, their psychography, how do they reason? Because people make emotional decision and back it up with logic. A lot of things that you bought today, you spent money on, you bought them not because you actually needed them, but because you felt like, you felt like, and that's how you spent the money for them. So people make a lot of emotional decisions. So if you want to sell faster, you have to focus on people's emotion. What are their fears? Right? People will pay an amount of money to elevate fears. So understand the fears of your ideal buyers, your ideal audience, your ideal clients. Understand their fears and hammer it in your message. Right? Your message should be built around it, around alleviating their fears, solving their problems, helping them with their frustrations, right? Selling becomes effortless when you speak to people who already desire what you carry. You have to see a need and then create a problem for that need or for that segment of people instead of creating a product and be looking for who needs them. Things don't work that way. You keep struggling. So understand the market that you want to serve, know what they need, and then create um, your product around their need. Step 4, warn them with proof. Right. So before that, I'm going to still talk about the list. So what I did was that I created a WhatsApp community, and WhatsApp works well for me. Works really well for me. I have an email list too, but then I for this offer specifically was WhatsApp, right? So I created a WhatsApp community of people who are hungry for my value, for what I dish out every day, not just people who are saying congratulations, people who are saying well done, nice offer, nice one. No, people who truly want them. And even in that WhatsApp community, I've segmented them. I know people who can pay 500K. I know people who can pay 100K. I know people who can pay 5K, 10K. I know those people. Those people who must have purchased something of this amount of money. I've segmented them, so I know different segments of my ideal buyers, and I know exactly what to sell to them. Right. So it's very important. Create a list. Create a list. It's easy to buy that. It's easy to sell that way. Social media, there are three forms of marketing. There is There is discovery marketing, there is direct marketing, and um, there is discovery marketing, there is direct marketing, there is search marketing, right? So social media falls under um, discovery marketing. It means that people get to discover you, right? You post, people just this guy is smart, too. This guy talks about this. People get to discover you. They are not on social media to buy from you. So you can't just be selling on social media and hoping that they will buy, right? Direct response marketing um, are places like email, your WhatsApp list, because these people are there specifically to, they can just, buy from you because they've come to that, they are on that place, on that list because they want something from you. Do you understand? So you can't go on a discovery marketing channel and you are using the strategy of a direct response marketing. It won't work. Things don't work that way. So make sure you get a list. The fourth thing is to warm them with proof. It's very important. Step four, warm them with proof. You know, it's easy when people trust you, right? It's easy when people, because what happens is that a lot of people usually, when they want to make any buying decision, they are looking for, when people start saying, um, when people start asking question like, no, when people start asking question about amount, they are not sure, they don't want to pay. You know, there's this popular quote around sales. It says that price is only an issue in the absence of value. Before people pay money, before people decide to buy, they need you to convince them that they are not making another bad financial decision. They need proof. So you have to feed them with proof. This person said this, these are the testimonials I've received. This person moved from point A to point B using this product. Selling services is different from selling products. When you sell a service, when you sell a product, you show people how it's being used. When you sell a service, you tell people the transformational effects of that service. So it's important, once you understand this difference, right? You know how to push your social proof, right? So if you are selling a product, this person did this and this is the result. Um, this person has been following me for a while. This person got this product. This was where the person used to be, and this is where the person is right now. So um, people like proof, right? Even God had to send His Son to come and show us what it means for God to love humanity. So the Bible says, "For God so loved the world that He gave." He showed us perfect example of how to sell. So it was easy for people to now subscribe to what God was selling, eternal life, when they saw His Son. So it's easy for people to buy when there are proof, right? You have to, you don't have to, don't joke with this. Proof is very important. Sometimes people, you are struggling because you don't have any proof or you've not shown any proof, right? And for instance, if you don't, you might be asking, I'm just starting out, I don't have any proof. Um, what do I do? The best thing to do is to start offering your service for free. You know, start when I started out many years ago as a graphic designer, I picked strategic people to start designing for them. Emeka Nobles was, for instance, was there. I did his design for one of his big conferences, conversations with the Don. I usually do the designs for him. And then what he does is that he will give me 10 minutes to come and speak about my brand on stage. Just imagine speaking to 2,000 people, 2,000 people about my brand. So I'm coming there to speak as an authority. That was how I started closing deals of one flyer design for 100K after that experience. Although I started designing for celebrities and artists in Port Harcourt, K Baba and A-list artists in Port Harcourt. But that opportunity actually unlocked new. I was designing for 10K prior to that time, but when I started designing for Emeka Nobles, he didn't pay me. But when he began to showcase me, announce me on his platform, I started charging 100K per design, 50K per design, 500K, 1M. Do you get, just from that opportunity? I did it for free. I designed for free. So if you don't have any social proof, you don't have any portfolio yet, it's a very good way to start. Start looking for people who have value, people who have probably have the ears or the attention of your audience, and start doing something for them for free. Sell value, give them value for free, give enough value, right? It could be a thought leader in your field, it could be your pastor. I used to tell every graphic designer, someone that is into marketing and into any digital product, get the attention of your pastor. Attend a church that has massive audience, massive parishioners. Get the audience of a pastor. Do stuff for him for free, right? You are doing stuff for him for two reasons. Number one, he's a man of God, he will get blessing. And number two, he's a man of influence. It means that one announcement can change your life. I'm not telling you things that I read from books. These are things that I've done. I did the same for my pastor at Church of God Mission, TRP. Right? When he sees me in church, sometimes I will come late to church. Once I walk into church, he will mention my name. After the church, he will ask me to stand up. He will tell everybody that I did the design for him, right? For free. Because once you do something for someone for free, they feel indebted to you. So they are looking for opportunity to do something good for you, right? So he keeps announcing me, and people keeps coming to my DM. And when they come, I won't tell them that I'm a struggling designer. I'm doing design for free because I don't have clients. No, I will tell them that I'm a premium guy. If I can design for pastor, how much more you? So they already know that their pastor is well to do. So they might be thinking that I've charged the pastor premium. So once they come, that as soon as they mention the pastor's name, forget it. I'm hiking my price like 10x. 10x. Do you understand? These are very simple. And a lot of things will change. Um, there is AI right now. A lot of things will still come in to disrupt the digital space. A lot of things will come in, but listen, human psychology will remain the same from generation to generation. I'm telling you, human psychology will remain the same. There's this illustration I usually give, right? Some of us, when we are walking on the streets, you'll be like, you see a car from afar and they are moving, and then you'll be like, if I don't get to that pole before this car, let me die. You think that you're the only person that thinks like that. It's a lie. I've seen where Indians post the same thing and they are saying that they think that way too. You know. So we've not met, we've not shared this unique. You are shocked now because you do it. And how come I do it too? Because human psychology remains the same from generation to generation. Sometimes you're at the gym working out and you're squatting, or you're gymming with your dumbbell and you're like, oh, if I no reach 20 now, I'll be gay. And you're doing it. Eh? Yes, you do that. A lot of us do that too. We've not had any meeting, we've not met each other before, we've not told each other what we used to do, but we do it. Why? Because human psychology remains the same. So don't follow tools. You know, don't jump from one platform to another platform. Stay on human psychology. If you stay on human psychology, you will get results again and again, over and over again. Right? So social proof is very important. And finally, number 5, create an irresistible entry point. It's very important. Irresistible entry point. Make things easy for people. Don't give these 20 steps. Do this one, do that one. No, 1-2 steps is okay. Anything more than 2 steps is too much. So create an irresistible entry point. Make things easy for people, right? So you talk about this, you talk about that. How are people going to buy it now? How are people going to join? So the first thing I did was I just announced that the first 20 people will get 50% discount. And trust Nigeria, everybody started signing up, and it got to 20. In fact, before I realized it has gotten to 20, I got more than 20, right? I just had to accept all of them, and then people started coming in. They saw, so that one also gave me that social proof. I started reposting the screenshot of the receipt of payment. Started reposting them, so people started feeling like people are buying this thing, so let me buy. It works all the time. So make things easy for people. Create an offer that people can, that's irresistible. The entry point is very important. How are people going to purchase or buy this thing now? Right? You have to open the door. Right? So there are a lot of ways to create that entry point. For me, it was discount, 50% discount. For you, it could be a limited time offer, right? For some persons, it could be freebie. If you buy it now, I'm going to give you extra this. I'm going to give you extra that, right? Limited time offer, discounts. There are a lot of ways you can create an entry point. So it's very important to focus on that entry point. Let people come in first. Don't be too rigid, right? Don't be too rigid with that entry point. You can make sacrifices for your first five, first 10, first 20, first 100, depending on um, the over the total amount of buyers you're expecting. So this is very key, is very important. So in summary, um, I didn't start selling because I wanted to sell. I didn't start selling because I have something to sell, right? I sold because I've already positioned myself as a person of value. In fact, people started looking forward to what I have to sell, right? Because I've already started giving value, enough value. People wanted more. So it was easy to now ask them to buy this. In fact, there are people who come to my DM and ask for what I'm not even selling. People ask for personal coaching. I had to now create a personal coaching program because people were asking for it. So why? Because I've positioned myself as a person of authority, right? I'm already giving value. People know me for something, right? So it was easy. People that personal brand. I'm already a person of value. Do you get it? So it's very important to be a person of value. And the next thing is to create a list because you're not going to be hawking your product forever. You can't hawk it cannot be your strategy. Hawking is the strategy of the weak, the strategy of the poor, the very poor. You have to, strategically create a list and bring interested people to that list. And don't just leave that list idle. Make sure um, you are selling. You are showing them proof. You are giving them more value. You are feeding them concentratedly, right? And then create an offer, right? I know you've heard about create an offer and you're going to hear more about it, but what I want to emphasize on is making the entry point easy. People cannot want to buy something of 20k, 50k, 100k, even 500k, and they are clicking, clicking, clicking. In fact, I believe if it's something from 500k, there should be a different selling method than just paying and swiping your card and paying online. You can't do that and it's poor, right? There has to be a way where trust is built, probably by through calling and closing the sale via call. Do you understand? Make things easy for people. And a very good way to make this easy for people is to ask yourself, if someone else is selling this, will I buy? Very important. If someone else is selling this, will it appeal to me? Will I buy? And beyond that, test it among your friends and you know among your close friends and see how easy it is. See, don't trade ease for anything. It's very important. Don't trade ease for anything. Ease is where people don't have time. The reason why we grew from um, um, YouTube to now YouTube Shorts was because of people's attention span has reduced after TikTok came in and reduced the long video to short form vertical videos. Right now, all social media platforms they are trying to just adjust. Instagram has Reels, Facebook has Reels, YouTube has Short now. So people's attention span has reduced massively. So make things easy for people. People don't have time to start. Don't give them opportunity to start thinking, is this scam? Is this no? Make things very easy. Make the process seamless, and then you will be able to sell anything to anyone at a high value rate. Thank you so much. I hope you got value. Um, what next? Let's get our questions. Let me see if I can take one or two questions before we call it a day.
Th- Thank you so much, sir. What an amazing section. Thank you so much, sir. So over to us. Our questions are coming. If you have a question, please drop it in the comment section while our speaker is still online to answer us. Meanwhile, sir, while we're waiting for the question, you made a statement, and I wanted to ask because I know some persons too would want clarity on that. You said, under psychology, you said that people should focus on the emotion that, on a particular emotion that would spur their audience to take action towards their offer or their product. So I want to ask, does it mean when you do your research, you disregard every other emotion and focus on just one, or we can pick a couple of those emotions and work with them when creating the content or creating your offer or structuring your position? So maybe if you can throw more light on that aspect too.
I think it's connected, and it's just like a couple of emotions, but they are connected. So before someone decides not to buy, the person must have seen something that look like something they've seen before. That's pattern recognition, and that thing reminds them of something that failed. And so the next emotion that is triggered is fear, is uncertainty, right? So you have a lot of emotions, but they lead to something. Now, to build to build your to build your brand or your offer around people's emotions, or to figure out the right emotions of the people that need your product, you have to. There's what is called um, client persona, right? This is like the typical description of your ideal audience. So you say something like a young people within the age of 15 to 25 or 15 to 40. They no, let's use something a little bit streamlined. Let's say young graduates between the age of 25 to 40. They are starting out life. They are scared of failing. They are scared of disappointing their parents. So people within that age, they want to make money quickly. Their emotional response or their emotions are actually different from people around 40, 50, 60. Like people around that age, they want things fast. They are the people that easily get scammed, right? So they want things fast. They want things really, things that things that seem flashy and trending, right? So these are the emotions you build your offer, your product around. So it cannot just be one. It's going to be a couple of emotions that points to one result or one output. Right? It could be fear. It could be and the feeling of uncertainty. It could be the need to feel among. Right? So the need to feel among. It's very good for ladies. You know, if you're selling something for ladies, when you start posting one girl, two girl, and people dancing with that products, a lot of young girls, Gen Zs, they easily fall for that. But for the guys, it's different. So you have to understand your audience, and you will know the kind of emotion that inspires them to buy. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, to over to us. Any other question? We are ending this section now. Any other question? If it doesn't come in within now to 7:45, we'll be closing of this live. And then every other question goes to the delegate group and answers will be sent to us. Thank you so much once again, sir, for this amazing section. We appreciate your time and your commitment to us. Okay, so in the absence of that, we'll call it a night. Thank you so much, Satuna Miss Shiloh. And to every one of us that stayed till now, we appreciate you. Tomorrow we continue with our workshop day 4. And I encourage each and every one of us to make it a duty to be here and be here on time. Okay.
All right.
So good night, everyone. Good night, sir. Thank you so much.